On the streets of Mexico, war is measured not only in ammunition but in years of life lost. Before learning to read properly, hundreds of children already know how to operate a radio frequency or scout a street corner. They are not soldiers, and they are not criminals by choice. They are stolen childhoods, disposable pawns on a chessboard that doesn't belong to them. Criminal organizations exploit marginalization, desperation, and a lack of education to recruit minors, using them as perpetual cannon fodder. They lure them with false promises of status and advancement. But the reality of the structure is that high-ranking positions are always reserved for the inner circle of the elite, never for the pawn who risks their life guarding the bosses. The famous halcones, now better known as punteros, are the members at the very bottom of the hierarchy. Their function is to monitor a defined area, be it urban zones, rural roads, mountains, or borders. They are responsible for observing everything and quickly alerting their superiors to any suspicious activity. Some are stationary, never leaving their designated spot, while others are mobile, ordered to patrol large areas. They travel on foot, by motorcycle, or by car. Recruitment works through word of mouth. Existing employees are asked to find friends who want to work like them. Once inside, they are given a radio and a motorcycle. If a recruit is too young to drive, they are paired with someone more experienced. While one drives, the other operates the radio or cell phone. A strict requirement is learning the codes and ciphers used to communicate without being understood by outsiders. They must also master their assigned zone to report information accurately, and know exactly which streets to use to disappear during a high-speed chase. It is the veteran halcon who trains the newcomer. The chain of command is designed so that non-essential members never have direct contact with high-ranking leaders. This ensures that, if captured, they possess no information of value. Different radio lines report to various offices divided by sectors. These offices then pass the most relevant data to a single superior command that consolidates the intelligence of everything happening on the ground. Working conditions are grueling. Shifts last at least 12 hours a day. There are no days off, no meal breaks, no holidays, and no vacations. They are paid in cash every 2 weeks, a mediocre salary of about $300 bi-weekly. Groups often provide them with drugs to suppress hunger and endure the long hours, but the cost is later deducted from their pay. It is easy to see why these positions are filled by the youth. Coming from impoverished backgrounds, they are easy to recruit and even easier to exploit. If a puntero falls asleep or makes a mistake, they are punished with beatings, a practice popularly known as tablear. If mistakes accumulate, or if the bosses suspect disloyalty to the company, they are simply executed. What happens when a puntero is captured by government authorities? Because they are minors, it is very difficult to send them to prison. In the best-case scenarios, authorities beat them, confiscate their radios and motorcycles, and steal their belongings. However, there are darker cases where they have been shaved as a form of humiliation, and even severe instances of sexual abuse by military personnel. Once released, they face further punishment from the organization, which often charges them for the lost radios or damaged equipment. It is absurd, yet considered normal, that those at the bottom pay the highest price in the criminal world. If captured by a rival group, they are violently interrogated for information. Modernization has reached organized crime as well. Groups have begun creating clandestine monitoring centers, installing surveillance cameras purchased in bulk from Chinese suppliers. These cameras, scattered throughout cities or key areas, are monitored from safe houses 24 hours a day. Surveillance in rural and mountainous areas has also shifted, utilizing drones to detect the approach of enemies or authorities. As a private militia, These groups have realized that replacing human labor with technology is more cost-effective. Technology doesn't collect a salary and has no filters when it comes to information. Currently, amid the internal war of the Sinaloa cartel, there has been a decrease in these punteros. The large, blatant groups of the past attracted too much attention. They are being replaced by technology, and the few who remain are stationary on street corners or avenues, posing as windshield washers or street vendors at traffic lights. In 2024, it was estimated that there were around 900 workers in this position. Today, that number has likely been cut in half. Everything indicates that the number will continue to drop as these criminal groups modernize. At the end of the day, these are not just statistics or punteros in a system. They are the ghost of a future that will never be. When technology eventually replaces the last child on the corner, the criminal structures will move on, but the social scars will remain. Mexico's greatest tragedy isn't just the violence we see today, it's the potential we bury tomorrow. As long as the reasons for their recruitment remain ignored, the cycle will only find new ways to evolve. Is technology solving the problem, or is it just making the victims even more invisible? This has been Malverde Cyberpunk. Subscribe for more deep dives into Mexican crime.